just want to preface this video by saying that there is no possible way that I could share the absolute best meals that I've ever had in Mexico without leaving some out. This video would be 2 hours long if I carried on blabbering away about the best things that I've eaten in Mexico. So I have done a very difficult task of reducing them all down to 10 of the best meals that I've had in Mexico. Don't at me in the comments if I've missed something or that I've shared something in the past claiming it's the best, only to now not share in this video. I love Mexican food. I love Mexican food. It's so delicious. There's very rarely a time where I go and enjoy a new to me meal in a new city, in a new town, in a new beach, like Pueblito, where I don't find something that I absolutely love. So it took me a very long time to make this list. Luke and I had arguments over what belonged on this list. We still have a few disagreements about what should and shouldn't be on this list. However, these are 10 of some of the best foods that I've had in Mexico. I hope that you enjoy it. If you've had any of these meals, let me know in the comments what you thought of them. If you haven't, which one do you want to try the most? And if there's anything that I've left off the list, most importantly, in a city or town that I should visit, what should I eat when I go there to make the next video of the best 10 things that I've eaten in Mexico. Without further ado, I also want to preface that unlike some of my other top 10 videos, this has nothing to do with the order in which that I love them. I couldn't rank these in all honesty, so they're not in any particular order. I love them all enough for them to be on this list. So the first one is fish tacos from Taco Loco, Mr. Taco Loco, Mr. Loco Taco? El Taco Loco. I literally couldn't even get the name right when we were in Chetumal, but it is a little hole-in-the-wall restaurant that is serving up, without a doubt, some of the best seafood tacos, seafood in general, that I've had in Mexico. The tacos are tiny, but the 2 bites that you have of them are packed with flavor. We ordered more than half of the types of tacos on this menu. We went twice in the time we were in Chetumal, and both times we tried different things. We kept going back to the sort of squid ink and the mixed camarones, the mixed shrimp tacos. Oh, just thinking about them is making me daydream of going back to Chetumal. I have gotten a lot of flack for how I've treated Chetumal in previous videos because it's not the most exciting city in Mexico, but the tacos at El Taco Loco are the best. The second spot on this list has to go to a place in Mexico City. Of course, there may be a few recurring Mexico City places on this list, but you can't blame me because the food in this city is so good. But this place is called, let me see if I can pronounce it properly, Exquisitos Tacos de Michiotes. It's in Juarez, the Juarez neighborhood of Mexico City. It's a stand, and it's so delicious. Michiote tacos are usually a combination of, I believe, pork and beef that have been slow cooked, much like barbacoa in maguey leaves, sometimes underground. These are unbelievable. We go back to this place constantly, and I'm never disappointed, especially with the sauces on top. Don't forget to have the consomme when you're there too. Oh, so delicious. Next on the list, we're headed to Monterrey, where you have Cabrito at El Rey de Cabrito, I believe it's called. It's an old school restaurant, like going into your grandma's house with all the old furniture and all the old decorations and pictures from 30 years ago. But they've been cooking Cabrito this way on an almost rotisserie spit, and you can order different parts of the Cabrito. If you're going with a pretty large group of people, you can get a half or a full Cabrito. I believe it's goat. Cabrito is goat. And it's so delicious. The meat is so tender. It comes with tons of sides, and the service is really great there too, but the meal is one of the top things to do if you go to Monterrey, in my opinion, because it's delicious. The next place isn't just ranked as one of the best places to have food in Mexico, but it is indeed often ranked as one of the top street food stalls in the whole world. It's called La Guerrerense. And it was started by this woman who was just making up her ceviches and selling them on the street, and it blew up. This place is so famous now. Lots of famous chefs and TV show hosts have gone to this stand. There's now even a restaurant where you can go, and they have not just ceviches, but cooked fish tacos. We had really delicious octopus tacos there. But the best meal at this spot is the sort of mixed ceviche, in my opinion. And it had octopus, it had shrimp, it had fish, and it had clams in it. It was packed with flavor. The texture was unlike anything I've ever had before. It was unreal. And we went there 3 times to have it. So if you're ever in Ensenada, you have to go to this place. As a side note, they've actually also opened up a La Guerrerense here in Mexico City. I haven't been to try it because I just can't imagine it's going to be anywhere as good as the one in Ensenada. The next spot is for birria, and if you're going to have the best birria, it better be in the home of birria in Guadalajara. It is so good. Outside of Guadalajara, I'm pretty sure it's almost always made with beef. But in Guadalajara, it's made with goat, I think. It may be made with, like, mutton. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's goat. I'm sure it's cabri. So, here at Birria Las Nueve Esquinas, I believe it's called, it's unbelievable. It's like this little square where there are loads of birria places, and you get a big plate of it, whereas oftentimes where I've been to have it in other places, you literally just get tacos, which you can get at this place too, but it's all about the plate. It comes with the broth, it comes with the meat, you get tortillas so you can make your own tacos, but then you can dip them into the broth. Unbelievable. And using totally different meat, it tastes so much different than it does when you have it elsewhere in the country. So if you have never had birria in Guadalajara, you must go have it at this place. You're welcome. The next best meal that I've had in Mexico is over in Guanajuato. There's a lot of really great food in Guanajuato, but the best thing that I ate there were the carnitas at a little stall inside Mercado Hidalgo called Carnitas Sam. I believe that there are other locations around Guanajuato, but the one in the market is amazing. I had it in a taco, I had it in a torta, I had it on its own when they give you like a little sampler platter of all the different cuts of the meat. It is without a doubt the best carnitas I've ever had. It's not greasy, but it's not dry. The meat is so tender. You often, if I've had carnitas somewhere else, I feel a little bit sick after just because it's so greasy and so heavy, but not a carnita Sam. The carnitas there are incredible. While many people go to Merida for the cochinita pibil, I've got a few places here in Mexico City that I prefer. However, the lechon in Merida, especially at La Lupita, which is inside one of the markets in Merida, in the center of Merida, the lechon is outrageous. It's slow cooked, it's packed with pork flavor, and they put a huge piece of chicharron on top, and it is unreal. Yes, the cochinita pibil there is also really delicious, but the thing that I constantly remember, and the meal that Luke and I always talk about in Merida, is that lechon. So it's definitely worth getting up early for. It's a breakfast food. In Merida at this particular place, they sell out by 12, they're closed by 1 in the afternoon, so you don't want to miss it. A controversial choice, this one, but for me, it's the best pastor that I've ever had. I think of it constantly, and it is at Las Ranas in Puebla. Las Ranas is a little taco place where they do pastor by the weight, so you can order like half a kilo of pastor, and then you get it with all different types of tortillas. You get flour tortillas, corn tortillas, and panarabes as well to have your tacos in, with a huge plate of cilantro and onions and a pineapple, and the meat is so juicy. It's so packed with flavor. It's bright orange. It's like crispy on one side where it's been cooked on the flat top, but it's still juicy, and truly the marinade that they've used on it is not like anything I've ever had here in Mexico City. So get yourself to Puebla and have a plate of pastor from Las Ranas, because it is The second to last place on this list is Itanoni. It is a little restaurant in Oaxaca, just outside of the Centro Histórico of Oaxaca. And it is one of the best meals that I've ever had in Mexico, in life. They make their own tortillas. It's a place you can go just to buy tortillas if you wanted to, but I highly recommend having a whole meal here. We came here for breakfast twice while we were in Oaxaca. On our last day in Oaxaca, we had a flight at 10 a.m. I think, and we got up at like 6 to go to Itanoni to have breakfast before our flight. So it's that good. They make these things called tetelas, which I'd never had before, and since I've now seen in a couple of other like Oaxaca-focused restaurants. But these are so soft. The corn tortillas are like just so soft and yet so flavorful. They have this like beautiful hint of corn taste that unfortunately you don't get in many corn-based products here. And it's filled with whatever you want. We had it with mushrooms and fresh cheese and fresh crema. Oh my god, just thinking about the way the crema oozed out. It was like crispy on the outside because they cook it on this huge comal. They also made their own hot chocolate there, Oaxaca style, so delicious. You dip your pan de yema in it. It's truly one of the best meals that I've ever had, one of the most memorable meals that I've ever had. And I can't wait to go back to Oaxaca one day and eat there again. So that tells you a lot. And if I had to pick the meal to go last on this list, the one that I think of the most, it is a juicy chorizo verde taco from Ricos Tacos Toluca in the Centro Histórico of Mexico City. It's one of my favorite taco places. All the tacos they do are amazing. They do regular chorizo, they do cecina, which is like cured beef, then cooked on the flat top, super thin, super crispy, nice and salty. All the tacos can be topped with freshly fried French fries, like fresh cut chips. Oh, so delicious. Onions, the salsas there are chunky and spicy and perfectly paired with the sort of oily, greasy chorizo. But the chorizo verde there is everything. And I miss it so much. And I can't wait to go back there and eat one of those tacos again. It's the top of my list. The place that I would return to soonest, the place that I return to all the time before we were in quarantine, and it's truly one of the best tacos that you'll ever eat. I promise you that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed a little peek at some of the best meals in Mexico. Like I said, if you've had any of these, if you want to try one of these, if I missed something on this list that you want me to know about, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye!